Qui Tam law is a provision under the False Claims Act, which was enacted in 1863 by President Abraham Lincoln. He enacted the statute because Union troops were being defrauded at the time, meaning instead of being sold gunpowder, they were being sold sawdust, or their uniforms were actually dissolved in the rain. The actual act has gone through its ups and downs, and '86 was amended under the Reagan administration. Today, the Qui Tam law, the actual whistleblower or a relator may be entitled to 15 to 25% of the actual settlement award. So, for example, a relator, otherwise known as a whistleblower, actually sues on behalf of the United States government. And the actual word qui tam is derived from 13th century England. Essentially, he who sues for the king sues for himself. My previous experience as a whistleblower is that I was one of the relators in the $515 million settlement between Bristol-Myers Squibb and the United States Justice Department. I was a pharmaceutical sales representative for Bristol-Myers Squibb in their cardiovascular diabetes division for about 6.5 years. Essentially, I kept meticulous records, extensive records, of the Medicaid fraud being committed by Bristol-Myers Squibb. This involved kickbacks, and I was responsible for billion-dollar drugs such as Pravachol and Plavix. Going through the process as a whistleblower in the Bristol-Myers Squibb case, I was able to learn more about Qui Tam law. And I know a lot of people in the business and a lot of sales representatives in the business. And essentially, I was able to go out there and acquire clients in the medical device, pharmaceutical, and biotech industries where you know the fraud's going on, but who's willing to step up? Because there is a certain price you may pay, but essentially it's important because there's ethical reasons, but there's also justice. The taxpayer, the patients, and the consumer. What I bring to the table is, besides being an actual whistleblower on a case, I also have the experience of being a counsel now on several cases, whether they're pharmaceutical, whether they're biotech, or whether they're medical device cases. And essentially, as co-counsel or as counsel, I know the system. I now am able to analyze a case. I'm able to work with other attorneys, other state and federal agencies, and also the politicians to bring about justice.